Well, hello. As you can see, this is the TOG after show.
Mm.
Because TOG had to go, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I will start a stream. Here with me we have the lovely Cerberus Rex, Hillary's, and Richard.
He's known me for years and still gets my name wrong.
Yeah, I noticed that, Rex.
Yep.
Hex, sorry.
It's kind of a hybrid between Clockwork and Serb.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what fucks me. That's what fucks everybody up.
You're not the only one.
Well, that's how I could tell them apart, as one was Hex and one was Rex.
Because Clockwork and Cerberus are almost exactly the same word.
Exactly, and they sound so similar.
Okay. I get the point. Okay, fuck you, both of you.
Serb's not as hick.
I try not to be.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Well,
I mean, Clockwork sounds like he could be a country music star.
You sure
Yep.
do.
If I came to a family meeting with a hick accent, I never let it down.
Blackballed forever.
Nah, I can't be blackballed for that, but
So no one else is going to bite. I will. What are these family meetings about?
oh shit.
And why is it so serious?
Because there's usually a lot of money involved, and I don't know how to describe it.
No, you've already said enough. That would do it.
Yeah. But we have like a planned culture, if that makes sense.
A what?
A planned culture.
Oh, you just overemphasized the D, and I thought it was a different word.
Yeah, culture. I'm not really. I don't. I'm really trying to explain it other than that. It's probably
You're in a
not the
cult.
best way.
It was easy.
Sure.
A hereditary cult. That's
Yeah,
a pretty
but
good description.
An hereditary cult without a central figure or deity.
No, that's fine. Cults don't have to have those things.
What, soil and blood?
No, very much not soil and blood.
Oh, okay.
Very much
Well,
the
from
opposite
the way
of
you
soil and blood.
described it, it's about family and your land ownership. So,
Oh, I mean my land ownership is just
yeah,
like the land I own, for lack of
that
a
your
better term.
family owns. The three of, the three guys, you and your two uncles, I
Oh,
guess.
when I said family, I meant larger than that.
Right,
Yeah,
I
I get
know.
what you mean. I get what you mean.
But how is the family not the deity?
Well, I mean, I guess it kind of is.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's something wrong with it.
So, yeah.
I mean, if the highest thing is perpetuation and lineage and being able to, have some reasonable quality of life because you've made good decisions on real estate, then that's pretty much the central theme. No, I guess the family is the deity in that case, and um, perhaps the hero is something like good decision making. Actually looking into the future, with some kind of informed guessing to make sure that the family survives, something like that.
Yeah, I guess kind of.
Yeah,
I
that's not
mean,
bad.
like, there's a few because we have a meeting like once every 6 to 10 years, where like all the heads of the households and their wives or husbands, like whatever their partner is, right? They all show up. And one of the things, the itinerary this year, when we have our meeting, is what family has to prepare to go to a different planet first.
Okay.
So I think that fits into all that.
Yeah, that's really looking into the future a ways there. Yeah.
Well, the last time family history, the last time we didn't look into the future, the Romans came and killed a bunch of us.
Yeah, you don't want to,
Well,
what's the expression? Never forget, never again? Something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can dig it. See, I'm all about that, but on a much larger scale. I'm concerned about the whole of the planet, everyone on it.
I mean, I am to a certain extent. It gets pretty abstract once you get a few steps away from me.
Understandably, it's complicated. Like you can tell where a person is in their religious life by what they pray for. Brand new believer. Me, 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 me. A little bit more advanced than that. My family, my family, my family, my family. Then it gets, to like my nation. But then I think the highest level of that is all humans throughout time space. I think that's the highest level to achieve in prayer. Like, ask yourself the question, if we are not the only humans anywhere, what is best for all humans everywhere? That's a tough one, man. Well, nobody knows how to kill a room like that Richard guy.
Yeah. Just pushed it over and stabbed it straight in the face.
I'm telling you, man.
Yep. Okay. I guess I'm posting the link if certain ginger wants to come on.
Oh, you didn't post a link.
Oh no, like there was really no need to, but now there is. We'll wait until Ginger gets in, I guess, or not.
I mean, it's better than logically plausible. It seems likely if physics can create us here in this environment, then it seems this at least is a likely outcome of a very, very specific situation. In which case, if there are other similar specific situation, it could make exactly this outcome. So then in the expanse of the universe and what little of it possibly we can see, why wouldn't there be some other humans somewhere else? I mean, like precisely us because of the same physics.
Well, yeah, and extending that, why wouldn't there be other universes besides our own?
Well,
Why does it have to only be one?
well, that's true. That's true. But I'm saying we do have an example of one in the universe example, this universe, right? So we know
Yes.
universes exist, so there could be other ones. And in like-mindedness, in the same thought process, why do we act as if we're the only humans in the universe? Why would we even that just I guess it's possible, it just kind of seems unlikely.
Well, I mean, it's a big, big big universe. There are trillions of galaxies with trillions upon trillions of planets and stars. So
That's right.
it's possible. It's possible. That there's a lot of life out there, but they keep it to themselves because because of the dark forest hypothesis, the Fermi paradox. I think
I
was
don't
the
like the
Drake
Fermi
equation.
paradox. I think it's flawed on its face because it's kind of assuming that any alien life force, first of all, would want to interact with us, and second of all, doesn't have any kind of mandate that says they can't, that doesn't say they can't, or that says they can interact with us. And that just seems highly unlikely. Both
I
of them.
think what
Or
the
that
dark
they couldn't hide. If they could come here, they could certainly outsmart our technology. So why would we see them? There's a better question, because we can't cross a galaxy, but if to get here, they'd have to be able to at least cross a solar system. We can't do that. So obviously they're more technologically advanced than we are. Why do
well
they?
yeah.
Why would we think they couldn't hide from us? That's super proud.
Well, I mean I think that's the whole point of the dark forest thing. They are hiding. Like they're like, you know what? You stay where you are. We'll stay where we are. Okay. Okay.
I bet it's super hard to hide from people who are still counting on things like radio wave and light signals to see outside of their solar system, and people that are still producing a radio wave of all damned things to try to communicate with aliens. I bet it's real hard to hide from them. They're so damned advanced.
Yeah, as much
Our
interference as
emperors are
there is.
stupid.
Yeah, as much interference as there is from stellar bodies, you would think that radio would be one of the last things they'd use.
Seriously. Infrared light with the and that's the best of that's impressive stuff compared to what we have had. Oh my gosh. The most likely thing is that right now we're a laughing stock. That's the most likely thing. They probably look at us like infants and go, "Oh, isn't that sweet? Oh, look, they got a little nuclear weapon. Isn't that cute? That's so sweet. Oh, they probably think they can do something with that aside from to themselves. It's like a lady finger. The best you can do is just like hurt yourself with it. That's it. That's all you got."
I mean,
Makes a little
harnessing
tiny
nuclear
popping
power
noise.
is. Go ahead.
It makes a little tiny popping noise. That's probably going to hurt your hand. I see what's described in these ancient religions, and it's insanely high technology. And I laugh at us. I think we're hilarious.
I mean, we've done well for ourselves. I mean, yeah, we're a relatively young species, like sure, but I don't know. Hopefully we'll get there if we don't fucking kill each other.
I don't know.
That's
I
part
think
of
we're
the
still on
problem.
the discount rack.
I'm inclined to agree with Serb on this.
Yeah. Like we're still at the point that like, aside from the more religious possible aliens, right? Any alien that like species that wanted our planet or just didn't want us to be around, he wouldn't even need to invade. Right? They wouldn't
No,
have
just
to have some gigantic engineering where they
they
have to
probably
throw
send something
asteroids at us.
that weighs about a quarter of a pound, and they'd only have to use one of them.
Well, I was kind of assuming they wanted just us gone and leave everything else.
No, I'm assuming that in the quarter of a pound.
All right. Yeah, I'm just thinking like, 1,000 highly infectious, deadly diseases just all at once. Just in the atmosphere done.
Well,
Isn't
yeah.
that a bunch of trouble when you could just release a chemical that makes people so happy they don't even want to eat?
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't that be much easier?
I don't know if you could fit enough inside in that size.
Well, we don't have
Make it where it grows here, and we'll harvest it ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like, what if
you
we
know,
were
they're
so
not going to
content
be.
we just didn't want to do anything? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I just want to say you're right. You know, if aliens are going to invade, they're going to do it smart. They're not going to be like the Saiyans, come to the Earth, turn into monkeys, and just destroy everything.
Nah, they wouldn't even invade.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
kind of both me and Richard's point, just from different angles. They wouldn't.
No, I get that. Yeah, I'm
Not
just
only
saying
would they
wouldn't-
not invade, they wouldn't even want to invade. That would just be
That'd be
a
stupid.
risk.
And risky and a waste of. Well, it's inefficient.
Mm.
Yeah.
Invasions
Well, I
are
mean,
inefficient. Why the hell would you do that?
well, if they're, if they're a conquering species, they'll do what they want to do, right? So,
Come here and hunt us for sport.
yeah,
Or maybe they're a highly intelligent, non-conscious species, and
I'm sorry.
they instinctually find consciousness repulsive.
okay, sir, that was trolling, but good job.
No, that's the basis of a
No,
book.
let's go with it. Let's go with it. Highly intelligent, non-conscious beings.
That seems like a contradiction.
Wouldn't just amoral do? Do you really need non-conscious?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I think consciousness is sort of the primary way you would deal with and negotiate with something.
Oh, okay. I definitely have not had a bad track record of negotiating with invasive spiders, especially aggressive ones. Like, no matter what I say to them, they still do what they do. And I think that's a failure of intellect and ability to communicate. So I have to agree with you.
I just spray a little chemical deterrent, and it usually works.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, just think like a species has like an average IQ of 500, but they're basically just automatons.
Like if you had the technology to make some kind of I don't know, a protein that was self-replicating in this environment, especially if it was like if it became saltwater and freshwater and in aquifers and in the water tables that had the same effect as PCP on a human being. And it seems like that wouldn't be impossible.
Yeah, just make yourself a little retrovirus that puts THC and PCP in every plant.
There you go. That would do it, right? And then we'd all just like sit around wasted, not wanting to do anything. Eventually, we'd all just die.
Yeah, or
Wouldn't
eat
take
each
very
other.
long. Well,
I mean,
don't know.
like what wins, the THC or the PCP?
Good question. You better load it up on the THC for my plan.
That's true. You get someone like Donald Trump and just feed him a bunch of PCP, he might nuke the planet.
He might. Of course, I actually got that from the U.S. military.
What if Donald Trump is an alien? Dun dun dun.
I mean, with the gay bomb.
Wait. Somebody thinks he isn't? Just kidding.
I do kind of like
an actual alien.
I forgot about that. You are suggesting that the aliens could just gay bomb us.
I mean, apparently it's working. Like,
no, the strategy for the gay bomb was THC, right? Or was it something else? I think it was THC.
What? Are you talking about a real thing?
Yeah. Yeah, the gay bomb.
No.
Yeah.
You're
I don't
pulling
know
out
if it ever got made or if it worked, but it was a thing.
just make a country gay and then they'll just die off.
No, it was a psychoactive, possible psychoactive weapon. The idea was that it would be this sort of bomb
It's
where
a
it would
real
just
thing,
disperse a
yes.
lot of chemical into the air, and it would make the enemy love each other.
Oh, so the happiness bomb, but it's
Yeah,
called the
not
gay
not
bomb because,
necessarily have sex, but maybe have sex.
well,
And
gay
the
Well, if
gay
we
could
nickname
also
was
loved
mean
gay
each
bomb.
other enough, we wouldn't
gay
want
could
to kill
also
each
mean
other.
happiness. Yeah, gay could also mean happiness, being happy. So
But
the happy bomb
no,
would be a better term, but
it's a really good point. If we loved our enemies as ourselves, we wouldn't want to be at war. We'd just quit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, here it is. It was a idea back in the 1970s
Mm-hmm.
based on
Is
human
it-
sexual hormones.
Yeah, it was in the movie Platoon. They said the Viet Cong were spraying all the marijuana with a drug that would make everybody just happy and chill.
Yeah. I think that's just called marijuana.
Yeah, exactly.
what is the gay bomb in the U.S. military? But in 1994, the U.S. Air Force said, "Hold my beer." Among the most preposterous ideas came when the U.S. Air Force Wright Laboratory in Dayton, Ohio, proposed to build the gay bomb, which would make enemy combatants sexually irresistible to one another.
Wow.
Jesus
Now see,
Christ!
now see,
It's love potion number 5 for real.
now see, this is the thing because these people did not think this out,
Of course.
right? Because it doesn't matter how much aphrodisiac or whatever random bullshit you throw into the air. That's not going to automatically just force people to have sex with each other. What it might do, though, is make people feel like they have to defend each other better.
Yeah, the Romans, I understand. I've never confirmed it. Actually took advantage of those kinds of ideas.
Yeah.
I think it was the Greeks, but I think the Romans did it too.
Okay. wasn't
Alexander
important
was the
enough
one
for me
that
to-
encouraged his troops to have sex with each other.
It wasn't worth so much that I actually looked it up.
To answer Jay's question, nothing. People just wanted an after show, and I made one. So you were free
Well,
to
that's
come in
not
if you want.
completely true. It's not completely true, Jay. I'm not arguing with the host of the channel or disrespecting him in any way, but this is TOG's 2.0. This is the improvement on because that sucked.
Why? Thank you. Holy shit, that's a compliment.
Oh, what Jay's out there? You got pass a message to your brother, onto your brother for me. I miss watching his show, but he talks about what the person he's watching is possibly thinking 5 times as long as the person's actually talking that he's showing.
Mm.
And not only can I not follow what he's even talking about at that point, I can't tell if he's actually full of shit or not at that point without having to go back and just watch the thing he's covering, and then there's no point in watching him.
I mean,
No point
yeah.
in watching him cover it if it forces you to go watch. I love the Evil Twins, actually.
Yeah, so do I. Like I said, Jay, if you want to come on, link is upstairs. Actually, why didn't I just pin the fucking thing?
You order.
There we go. Pinned.
So I think we're just so impressed by ourselves compared to, say, the next closest thing, whether you want to contend that's a dolphin or whatever. We're so impressed by ourselves. It's kind of made us, the hubris has kind of made us stupid, I think.
Yep. We think we are God's gift to the world.
Yeah, speaking of God's gift to the world, if we are a gift to God, why would he only do it once? Hey, Sister Marty.
Yeah.
Love you, sis.
I think it's the biggest flaw in
Holy
science.
shit!
I haven't seen her in a coon's age.
Oh yeah, and I haven't and I haven't seen her on my channel for ever or ever. I don't know. You were referring to his show from earlier today.
No, I didn't watch it. I tried to watch one 2 or 3 days ago when he was talking about Pine Creek, and then I watched one
Oh.
like a month or two before that. That's like the same thing. That's kind of just when I stopped watching because I couldn't. It was so bad I didn't even know what he was talking about.
You do know you're supposed to be watching him for the humor.
I guess.
It's a particular brand of humor that he has that some people appreciate and find funny, and that's what he's doing. It's not really about him reviewing stuff.
I kind of see that, but he's talking about the subject matter of the video, right?
Yeah,
So the subject matter of the video is the context. It's the setup for the punchline, if you will.
right, sure.
I'm going to a stand-up show and a guy comes on stage and wiggles his arms and says, "Get her done," and then walks off the stage, and I'm like, "Well, that could have been funny." Like,
For someone, but not you.
it would have helped if he, set up that line somehow.
If you just told punch, I know a joke based on punchlines. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. So this guy, 22. Okay, he did some stupid stuff. Ends up in serious prison. Okay, he's gonna be there for a minute. So he gets there about lunchtime, and he's almost done eating. And this old guy like claps his hands and whistles real loud, and he's standing up on this soapbox, right? And the entire room just goes dead silent as soon as this old guy does this. So the old guy's like, "How we all doing tonight?" He goes, all right, let's kick this off. The old man goes, 25. And everyone just bursts out laughing. But the new guy, 25 ain't funny. So he's trying to like see the humor in that, and he's trying to smile and stuff, but he's not really feeling it. And then the old man, once the crowd settles down, yells out 64. And again, everybody just, people are falling out of their chairs. They're laughing so hard. So the new guy bumps the guy beside him. He says, "This isn't funny." He goes, "Oh, you're new, aren't you?" I goes, yeah, I just got here today. He says, "Well, we've all been here so long that we've told all the same jokes. So we decided to just number them. So now we just remind each other, by the numbers that we've memorized." And the new guy goes, "That seems easy enough." And, he's thinking he wants to announce himself and say he's an okay guy. So he gets up there, and the old man lets him. And he goes, hey, how's it going tonight, guys? Hey, my name's, whatever. And he says, 723. Nobody laughs. He goes, "Oh, crap, I went too high. There's not that many jokes." He goes, 125. Nothing. Just dead. And then he remembers that the first one he heard was 23. So he shouts out 23. Nothing. He gets no response. People are just looking at him like he's retarded. And he looks at the old man in inquiry, and the old man says, "Well, some can tell him."
Well, something what?
Well, some can tell them.
Oh, yeah, it
Oh,
was his delivery. Yeah, very, very poor
okay.
delivery.
Also, sir, this is for you.
Yeah, I saw it. He
Okay.
would know the first one I mentioned because we had a back and forth, and I think he got mad at me.
You would do that. Jeez, Serb.
I can go look for the other one. It might take me a second.
That's like me coming into TOG show while Q's already there and telling Q that he's a complete liar. Oh, wait a minute. I did that.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't really know what the fuck is wrong with him, and if he wants to come on, links there. So, because clearly he cares. He cares about my opinion, even though he doesn't. He doesn't, or he says he
No, no,
doesn't.
sir. Seriously, Midnight, would you please start ignoring me? I really need you to ignore me. Could you please start ignoring me right now? Could you ignore me, please? I really need you to ignore me because I need to be left alone, and I wish. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I also removed you. You wanted me to ignore you, so I did.
See, that's what I'm saying. If I really want ignored, I just leave.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I won't even bother posting. Like it's the one right before his newest one is the other one I was talking
Yeah, it
about.
was Pine Creek. No, it was Doug and Darth edition or something.
Was
I
it
watched
the
a
second
little of
one?
that, and I watched a little of the one he had today, and I kind of feel the same.
Sir, was it the second one after 4 shows ago?
No, it's the one conservative congratulates himself.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh, it's the first after 2 shows ago.
Yeah, I only see the
You know, I'm
Darth
saying
and
the same
Doug.
thing the several ways, right?
I
Yeah,
only see the Darth and Doug, and then I see the conservative one. I don't see another one in front of it.
maybe you renamed it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I was actually in the chat under my actual main account that I've had for before this one. I made something. I think he even showed my comment that we were 23 minutes into 12 seconds of Doug talking.
Don't ruin my grasp of reality by telling me the name of the channel you used to, or the screen name you used to keep, because that just messed me up for life.
Oh, it's not. It's not a secret. I just don't really use it. It's
No, I'm not saying it's a secret. It's just I perceive you as this.
all right. Yeah.
I don't want to mess with that. Peace and respect, Mac. Oh, I think me and Mac are doing a show tomorrow. You guys going to show up for it? It's going to be in the middle of the day, very inconvenient time for you.
Probably.
Oh, maybe. Whose channel is it going to be on? Yours
Mine.
or mine?
No, we always do it on mine.
I think I'm subscribed to you.
I don't know if you are or not. I mean, you're welcome to not be. I won't hold it against you.
Well, no, I mean, if I ever
You know the
knew,
show I'm talking about, right, sir?
no, because I don't
Where
pay
him
that
and
close attention.
oh, this is the shtick. I don't prepare at all, except for I make the thumbnail and I start the show, and then Big Zebra, who's
I'm still
what the
listening.
hell was that? Okay, and Big Zebra, who's at least agnostic, and Mac, whose views don't agree with mine, come and ask me questions about anything religious at all. I never know what it's going to be. Goes over Doug's question to Hosea about letting one immigrant in who is successful versus the other guy, Jesiah, would always be. Is this a sentence? Versus the guy Josiah would know would always be on welfare. Oh, Josiah is the other person that Doug's talking to. Okay, I get it.
Well, if you know someone's always going to be on welfare, it's usually cheaper to keep them in their home country and just pay for them. But, like, we can't pay for the whole world.
True.
I mean, isn't that what America kind of does by sending money overseas for no fucking reason?
Yeah, there's a lot to that. A lot of the politics I got some family members that would say USAID is horrible, but we should leave other countries alone because we just screw things up.
Okay,
Yeah, but we're not screwing stuff up by accident. Let's be realistic about this.
Right, right.
I mean, you're never going to have one singular parliament or some such group running all of the world until these things get hammered out. And part of the things that you have to get rid of, things like independent money systems. You have to get rid of those. You have to get rid of the wealth of nations being owned by the nation. You got to get rid of that. Self-reliance of a country. Got to get rid of that. Or you're just never going to have cohesiveness. And I'm not saying that cohesiveness is necessarily a good thing, but I do think that's what they're going for. Something proletariat. I like Mac's sense of humor. He's a really funny guy. You ever talk to him offline?
Yes.
Yeah. He's
I know what you mean by offline, even though we're always on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, off air.
Off broadcast? How do you say that?
Just off air. Yeah.
But it's still on air because air means the waves, and this is all based on I don't know how to say it. I had a sister in radio. She said she sold air time. That's how she said it, air time.
Yeah.
Okay, this is getting worse than TOGs.
How is this worse than TOGs? Q was
Silence.
in here. Well,
Silence is worse.
Uh,
Make an assertion.
I assert that humans will become gods in about 100 years. There you go.
Okay, what do we mean by gods in that context?
Immortal.
Is that all it takes for something to be a god? Because there's a North Atlantic whale that's an eternal being. Of course, it's a whale.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, immortality is the start of godliness.
Okay, what else is required? I'm interested.
Well, omniscience. Obviously, you gotta know everything.
You got to know
Well,
everything, or you got to
obvious.
know everything necessary.
Yeah.
Some information is pretty damn useless.
Yeah, but how do you determine which information is useless? Unless you know everything and can see when that information will be useful.
Come up with an algorithm.
Yeah, because something something that you think is useless now, maybe useful 5 years from now in a situation where you will never imagine yourself to be in.
Let's put that to the test. The average male American's pubic hair length is something about 231 millimeters. And I'd like to know, starting from your upper left of your pubic region down 2 hairs and in 6, what's the length of that hair? Some information is not going to come in handy.
I don't know. I think I just think that all information will eventually become handy sometime at some point in the future.
Even to the length of your pubic hairs, you think that's going to be important later? Maybe. Really? I don't.
Yep. Well, that
I just can't imagine a scenario where that would matter.
well, neither can I right now, but there may be one. But anyways, back to the God part. Obviously, all powerful. Uh, let's see what else.
Wait, did you say all powerful and all knowing?
Yes.
I got an argument for that. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. Being able to make a decision is a power, right? So
Yes.
choices are a choice is a power. I have the power of choice. I could say it that way, and that's fair, right?
Yes.
And knowledge. Knowledge would be that which is, right? That's what knowledge is.
I mean, if you're trying to say that being all knowing would also be, would also mean you're all powerful, I would agree with that. But when okay, go ahead.
No, sir, I'm
And the
saying the
power to
opposite.
choose.
What's that?
I was telling Midnight, and also the power to choose makes you all powerful. And if you don't have any choice, then you don't have any power.
Right, but when I say all powerful, I also include the power to lift up a mountain with your finger if you want to, create life out of thin air. Just
sure, that's fine.
So just be a creative writer. Sounds like.
Sure, all that's just fine. But to have all knowledge would mean you would know all of the past, all of the present, and all of the future, including what you will do in the future. So if I have knowledge of what I will do, I can't change what I will do, or the past wasn't knowledge, it was false. So you can't be all powerful having choice and all knowing. You can't be. No one can be.
Can I be Dr. Manhattan powerful?
You could say optimally powerful and you can say optimally knowledge, and there's no conflict. But you can't say all in all in both of those.
I guess the Christian God Omnis, it's kind of stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's just not plausible in reality.
Yeah, that's true.
Of the quad omnis, you could pick any one of them, and that would be fine in a descriptor or necessity of God. That'd be fine. But any one of them you pick eliminates the other three. And that can be shown. It just logically eliminates the other three. You can have any one of them, but you can't have more than one.
This is to Jay. I typed in, but it wouldn't let it post. I typed, no, just pop out an Anchor Baby, and we open up our collective wallets. Please continue.
Okay. YouTube's getting fucking weird with its censorship. I didn't see anything wrong with what you said, so why the fuck didn't it let you post?
I'm thinking Anchor Baby is probably what they're upset with.
Ugh.
And that is me typing in the side. That's why I put HE at the end, Jay, just so that you know, because it shows it as Midnight posting when any of the four of us on channel, if we post in StreamYard, it'll look like it's him.
Yep.
Doesn't give us an option.
By gum, you're right. You have Athena's little symbol there. If I were to type something and post it, it would come out. Oh, interesting.
There are times I genuinely feel like I'm insane for some of the things I think about and believe in.
Like what?
Well, becoming a god for one. I do believe that humanity has that potential. Like
Well, it depends on your
getting
definition of God.
well. True, but
You,
true. But if you
I
tell
could
if
say you're
you
already a God.
Yeah. You
well,
can make
true.
decisions for yourself, and in biblical language, that it's a God.
But if you tell that to most people, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm already a god." They're not gonna get it.
Mhm.
I could do the comparative thing. Human beings are gods already to dogs and cats.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
you train a dog and you do a halfway decent job, but it will do anything you tell it to and not even question you.
Mm.
well, that's
It
it.
won't
That's
even ask
because
why.
that's because they see you as another animal, right? Dogs see you as a dog, and cats see you as a cat. Like to them,
Mm,
that's who you are. That's what you are to them. I
dogs will obey me better than any dog will obey another dog,
ah,
and for less reward and punishment.
well, hey, this is what animal researchers have said about dogs and cats. So I could be wrong. I don't know.
I mean, we domesticated certain animals because their affinity, or that's the wrong way to say it, their natural tendency to act in certain behaviors around us when we're the dominant species, and that's just evident. Just that it's easier that way.
Right. So that's why.
But
That's why
certainly,
the cat and the dog follow you because they see you as like a bigger cat or a bigger dog, like, or
I don't think so.
okay, whatever. I don't know.
I've never had a dog walk up to me, or a dog that I owned, like try to sniff my butt, for instance. That never did happen, not one time, because they don't think I'm a dog. They never they never asked why I don't pee on the trees. They never peed on the tree and then looked at me like, "Hey, it's your turn." Not once. In fact, they don't expect me to.
I think you're taking that too literally.
I'm super literal. It's true. But let's say you had an amoeba of some kind that was aware enough to realize you exist. It wouldn't be able to understand you like the way that you operate. It wouldn't be able to understand why you do what you do. It wouldn't try to challenge you in any way. It would understand that you could easily take its life with almost no effort. Um, those kinds of things, like to that kind of a life form, you are certainly already a god.
I mean, if that amoeba had the awareness of me, uh,
Sure. Well, consider how cockroaches act if you see one. They just chill out right beside you and just kind of ignore you, and they're like, "Oh, you do your thing, I'll do mine." Hell no, they run for their lives. They're completely freaked out by your existence.
well, yeah, that's because they see you as a threat. That doesn't mean that they see you as a god. They see you as a threat.
Well, for a lot of Christians, that is what God is a huge threat. So I'm not sure that's invalidating.
Well then, then, every Christian that runs away from you sees you're a god, and that's the threat. I don't know.
Possibly. So, what's the definition of God that you wouldn't fit, but still you could think of as a God and is logically plausible?
Honest answer, I don't have one right now.
See, I'm not inclined to worship a living being. It's just as soon as I say it, it feels icky. Like, that just sounds wrong and demeaning and against my nature.
I mean, demeaning to you or to the being you're worshiping?
To all the human race and me personally. In fact, I think those who can do that are like exercising discipline and self-defeating. So I don't think it's in our nature to do that. Like, you got to have that whipped into you.
I mean, I don't even know where the hell to go from here.
Well, you know my definition of God, and it works just fine for all this.
Yeah, your definition of God broke Jay. Not Jay Pasek, Jay Bundy.
Yeah, it did. Poor guy.
Hmm.
No, I actually feel bad for him because he's self-defeating in one idea set and he doesn't even realize it. And anyone who thinks that poorly, I feel bad for. When you say that the supernatural can't exist and I want proof of God and that God has to be supernatural,
Yeah.
you're cutting yourself off at the knees right there, bud. And I mean, all within 5 minutes. That's just bad thinking. In fact, for any atheist, agnostic, whatever out there, if you require that supernatural things cannot exist and that a God must be supernatural, and then you want to ask for proof of God, you're stupid.
Okay, wouldn't
Well,
a better way be to grant that supernatural things exist and then ask for evidence of God being supernatural?
It would be at least plausible, right? Headless chicken. Pop, pop, pop.
Yes, hello. Headless? Hello?
I'm here.
You can't talk
Okay.
without a head, man. Gotta have vocal cords to talk, bro.
No, he could talk out his butt like the rest of us.
That's basically what we're doing. Talking out
I mean,
of
I'm
our
trying to be
ass.
serious here. Oh, here's another thing that I see atheists doing that's stupid. Since I'm on that topic, if you dismiss Christianity, but you keep the Christian dogmatic reading frame of the Bible, again, you're stupid.
Yep.
Because you rejected something and simultaneously accepted it. And I try not to laugh in your face, but you're dumb. Now, if you want to use those arguments to say why Christianity is stupid, cool beans. As soon as you switch to the Bible is stupid, you're dumb. That's like saying people who practice Christianity are the Bible. And you're wrong. They're not. I mean, you're just plain wrong. What other stupid things did I do as an atheist?
I don't know, but I'm sleepy and I'm going to bed, so I will talk to you all tomorrow.
Good night.
It's always good to see you, bro. Figuratively.
Yep.
I forget who Headless Chicken is. Been too long.
He's somebody who apparently can't talk without a head.
You ever been on a farm, Athena? Midnight?
Uh, possibly
Lived
once or
there?
twice when I
Lived
was
there?
younger.
Worked there? Just visiting.
Just visiting. I didn't really stay very long.
Don't you think it's bullcrap that people say that that a chicken can run with its head cut off? Do you buy that?
I mean, I don't know if I'd buy that or not. I never seen it happen, so I'm like, okay, well,
So it turns out they have this massive spinal cord lump at the base of their neck. And if they do something often enough, that's almost secondary brain, that kind of a ancient brain, can repeat certain things that they've done a million times. Like for us, it'd be like I without a head, but we got this lump of spinal jelly stuff that's almost another brain, like at the base of our neck. We'd still be able to tie our shoes. Real simple things that we've done a billion times, right? So that's the idea. Me personally, I was raised more than half of my pre-adult life on a sustenance farm, and we did have chickens, and we did butcher chickens on a regular basis. And I have seen several times chickens run around with their head cut off, quite literally. I was even the one that cut the head off, and I saw them run around. If they can jerk loose, they're going to take off running, maybe flying. They can fly too, with no head. They run into stuff because they can't see.
fucking crazy.
But they can fly. They can run. They can do real basic stuff. Had this one. He was I forget what the breed was. It's the really big white one. And he was our breeding cock, and he'd been there 4 or 5 years, and he was starting to get old, and wasn't really fertilizing all the hens like he should have been. So we decided to replace him. The first thing you got to do is get rid of the guy. So that was my job. I lopped off his head, and he freaked out. And he was like a 20-pound chicken. He was not small. He got loose of me, and he ran toward the side because we used to bloodlet in the garden because it's good for the soil. He ran toward the fence. He ran into that fence, but as soon as he hit that fence, he took a right, and there was a chicken path along that fence that he'd walked I don't know how many times. And at the end of that fence was an adjoining fence, but they were used to ducking under it. He ducked under it. He didn't hit that fence. Went to the creek, which was one jump and 2 flaps across about a 4-foot wide creek. Then he walked up to the chicken pen, walked up the ladder, turned around, and stood where he always roosted. Of course, he had no idea I was coming to get him. But that's what he did. I watched him do it. It's crazy. He did all that.
Chickens are crazy, especially the ones below me. No reaction to that?
No.
That's probably funnier than anything you could have said otherwise.
I know. Uh,
I really can't remember who Headless Chicken is, though, for real. Okay, you're not a do your own channel thing, but you're an appear on other channels thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that icon, and I know I've I've heard you interact with people many, 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 many times. But like I can't remember a thing about what you believe or think, how smart I think you are, things you like and don't like. I can't remember any of it. Sorry. Just been too long. Of course, now the game is how long will Richard keep inquiring while he says as little as possible so Richard can't figure out who he is by his voice? Or am I wrong?
Okay, you know what? I gotta have it. What do you guys think of the execution that took place using nitrogen gas? Yeah, the recent one that people are talking about and are going crazy over.
First I heard of it.
Well, you don't spend your time on Twitter, which is a good thing.
Oh, I'm on Twitter.
If I remember correctly, if you just breathe in nitrogen gas, you don't even know you're suffocating, right?
Yeah, except for you get dizzy and weak and tired and fall asleep.
Well, yeah, except for like near the end. Well, I think your cognitive ability is supposed to decline enough by then that you don't realize it's going on.
I honestly don't know why they chose to kill somebody using nitrogen gas when there's like better ways of executing somebody, like a
Well,
chair
Well,
or
No, not
nitrogen
really.
gas is unique in that it kind of, I don't know how to say this scientifically, it locks your cells in your lungs from being able to ever absorb oxygen again if you become saturated. So it's a very, very certain death.
okay, but so is lethal injection.
Yeah, but a lot of the chemicals stopped being made for lethal injection. Right, a lot of states are having trouble getting lethal injection.
Yeah.
That's probably why. What's going on?
But yeah, people have been talking about how cruel and inhumane was because apparently he suffered a lot. Like it was fucking crazy. And then a lot of people were like, "Oh, he deserved whatever he got." Uh, this and that. And then it's funny. It's funny how the death penalty has been a thing for years, and I'm sure there have been people arguing about it. But I. It, I mean, it's not a recent thing, right? Obviously, there are people arguing about it, but it's just because it's just a new method of lethal injection. A lot of people are talking about it now.
I don't think that we end people's lives because they're guilty or anything like that, because literally no one's guilty of anything because no one knows all the repercussions of everything or even the one thing that they're addressing in that moment. We don't even know that. But we have to
Well,
act as if
yeah.
people are responsible and can be held accountable for their actions just to protect society. So we have to we have this useful fiction that we're adults. So society can survive, and then any one of us is expendable compared to society.
That's a scary thought.
It's true. Do something really illegal and find out.
I'd rather not. Thank you. I enjoy my freedom.
Okay.
Yes, my truck requires a road. All lay down and become pavement.
um, what's the expression? Blood makes for bad mortar. It also makes for bad concrete and asphalt.
That's okay. We got plenty.
Better wait. You just squish them and then wait for them to dry out, and then maybe. Blood is a pretty good glue. Well, Midnight, thank you so much for hosting and allowing me in the conversation. Peace and respect to everyone in the side chat. And of course, Headless Chicken and Cerberus Hex. You guys have a great night.
Good night.
So what's going on? I missed most of what was going on since the
Yeah.
round started.
Yeah, so did I.
I mean, there wasn't really much. Richard told me to make an assertion. I said that I believed all humans could become gods in 100 years, and then he tried to ask me, well, okay, well, what is a god? I don't know. Then I gave, that I gave like, okay, well, all powerful, all knowing, and all that, and he's like, oh, well, this, and that, and then we went into other stuff.
I wish I was here.
Yeah, well, I
Because
suck at explaining shit.
the proper response to that would have been, okay, but no homo.
Yes, no homo. No homo.
You know
Homo,
that's going to
homo.
get clipped.
Yeah, well,
I redid my whole first person controller, and that's just. Now the collision's weird.
I'm still laughing at what you said on TOG's channel. You really like Unreal, don't you? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I would like playing games in Unreal, but I would not want to make games in Unreal.
I mean, you're using Godot to make a game, and
Yeah, fantastic.
okay, so why wouldn't you use Unreal to make a game?
Much more complicated.
That is true.
And then making a game that's a certain era of retro. So there's absolutely no reason for me to ever use Unreal. I don't think this issue is my controller. I think this issue is that this was a Quake map maker map. Because like any object that's under 1 meter in the middle of the body, my body just like glides through like it's not there.
Hmm.
There isn't really any floating platforms that you can run into.
Well, no, but the floating
Like,
platforms do exist because I saw them yesterday. Was I think it was yesterday?
oh yeah, in my thing, but I mean like in the actual game Quake, there's nothing you're gonna run into that's just a 1 meter square or under that's gonna hit you like right in the middle of your body. It's not in the game.
Hmm.
That might be it. I'm gonna have to. I saw some people made plugins to make editors like a Quake map editor. I'll just make one in an engine and see if it's going to be a problem or not.
So they made a plugin that allows you to use a sub editor within Godot.
Well, Godot has an editor.
Right.
Like
That's why I
they
said sub editor.
they made a program that adds a bunch of controls to it to make it pretty much exactly like the Quake editor I was using.
Yep. That's awesome. Jay, if you want to, actually, I already said that.
He's not out there anymore, is he?
I don't know.
Would be. I wanted to program in vaulting and leaning today, and I didn't get to it because I'm slowly coming to the realization that programming is voodoo magic.
You're not wrong. It is voodoo magic.
Like I'm making things that, according to the textbook, should have no problems, and it's having problems.
Wait, what textbook?
Turn of phrase,
Fair
documentation
enough.
and guides and everything.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees this is how you do it, or there's like 5 or 6 ways to do it. One of those 5 or 6 ways, fine, no problems. And either they're all lying, or they're all voodoo magicians.
Well, programming is definitely a bitch. Really complicated. You gotta make sure you get stuff right. And even when you get everything right, you can still run into bugs. Like even the best written engines still have bugs and things that make no fucking sense.
I don't know. I like Godot, whatever you want to call it. So far, it like real time checks your code as you're writing it.
Nice.
And it'll be like, hey, your syntax is wrong, or this is in a different spot, or
I bet they also have plugins to use things like Python or C# or JavaScript.
prop. Well, I mean, it comes with C# and C++.
But doesn't it? But does it have its own scripting language?
Yeah,
GD script.
yeah. But you don't have to use it. You can use one of the other ones.
I don't
It's
know.
just
I don't know whether you looked at the source code for Godot on GitHub, but it's pretty interesting to look at.
now I have no use in looking at a source code.
Yeah, fair enough.
So midnight.
Yes.
How long have you been programming?
Jesus Christ. Uh, off and on since high school, and that was 2001, 2002.
And the only thing I've seen you show me is that square that rotates,
Hey, he got a triangle to rotate
or triangle.
and a square. That's 2 shapes.
And
The circle kind of just sat there.
in 1 week, spending 1 hour, maybe 2 hours a day, depending on the day, I guess. I have programmed a controller and all sorts of stuff into a map so I can test things. You're doing something wrong. You should be doing laps around me. Like I have
He's
other
got
shit to
problems
do.
getting laps around the parking lot.
Why? But this is just sitting in front of the computer. That's not fair. I could do laps around most people going around a parking lot.
Is that a challenge now, Serb?
I mean, if you ever find yourself in Central Illinois, I guess.
Well, no, just see who can do the most laps around a parking lot.
Oh. I would just say whoever wins because I don't feel like wasting my time running laps around the parking lot. I'm be very disappointed, Midnight, if I make a whole game and publish it, and you're still over there with your rotating triangle.
Yeah, but by then he'll get it to go the other way.
uh, Sometimes I wonder if I should just give up and become a fucking tranny at this fucking. No,
Exactly.
fuck
That's right
that. Fuck that. No.
You become trans, get a big strong daddy. He'll whip you into shape. Life will be better.
Yeah, I'm not even into that. That's the thing.
That's the best part. You don't have to be into it. It still works even when you're not into it.
Well, would I have to be into it to get into it?
No,
Yeah, I don't
no,
think.
no. To be a bottom in a sexual encounter, you kind of just have to be there. You don't have to actually want it.
Okay. What the fuck?
Right, and everything else is just him bullying you into fixing your life. So I mean, take one for the team of one. That is yourself.
Uh,
It's okay. He probably doesn't have a gimp suit. That's a pretty rare thing.
Speaking of a game suit, did Jill ever accept your offer?
No.
Sir, did you offer Jill a gimp suit?
I offered to buy Jill as a slave because he said it was morally okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but were you going to give them a gimp suit?
Well, yeah, because he was kind of waffling on whether it was a thing or not, and he tried to kept him putting more and more conditions on it. I'm like, yeah, I don't care about any of these conditions. All I want is you in a gimp suit and rollerblades.
Bottom with benefits. Yeah, no.
He will be the fastest gimp on rollerblades. I mean, really, for Odin, what we were talking about. Really, I'm just saying, go be a housewife. Like, be a trad wife, but a, a non-traditional traditional. I don't know. Be a trad wife, but in a gay way.
Yeah, I'm not a failed man.
Well, I mean, that I don't think that would make you a failed man. You don't actually have to be trans for this. The trans
Oh,
thing is
well.
just a joke.
That's going to get clipped, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I can always hide this stream so no one sees it.
Too late.
Wait, it's been clipped.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, I mean, what
No,
exactly are you hiding?
Uh,
I haven't heard you say anything here that I haven't heard you say in other places, like multiple times.
yeah, true, I guess.
Oh yeah, trans thing's just a joke. I was referring to asking him if he was trans yet or not. But I mean, even outside of that, I'll make the hot take. The trans thing is kind of a joke. It's a big old mess of a situation that's just nonsensical.
Yeah, well, this is the world we live in, so It's not like, it may be a defeatist attitude, but what can you do? Like, the social contagion has spread.
It's okay. DEI will die. It's okay.
Yep.
I just realized people that don't like DEI. I mean, there isn't any reason why the I has to be at the end. Why don't they just call it die?
What is diverse? What does DEI stand for again?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Right. Yeah, that's diversity, inclusion, equity. I guess that would be. Hmm. Well,
Diversity,
yeah.
inclusion, and equity. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
die.
it's a real missed opportunity. In the
Right, but diversity, equity, inclusion seems to sound better when you say it. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Diversity, inclusion, equity. Trans thing is a contagion that spreads. Midnight. Taking notes, guys. Well, anyways, this has been fun, but I'm gonna end this.
Why?
I mean, we can still talk off air. Sounds like don't like you have to leave.
I mean, we can still talk on air. Say it.
Well, true, we can still talk on air, but I want to end. So, thanks for watching, and good night.